Hello, everybody. My name is Klety Kochumon, and my presentation is going to be about plastic in the ocean, which is one of the problems that I think is super important to me. Before I go into the issue of plastic in the ocean, I kind of want to talk about how huge the ocean is and how impactful it is on the earth. Literally 70% of the Earth's surface is covered by the ocean. And in the ocean, there are more historical artifacts than in all museums in the world combined. In the ocean alone are where 94% of the living species on our Earth are found. So the the biggest thing is humans have not even explored 5% of the ocean. So we have yet to know what's out in the ocean, but yet we are doing huge damage to the ocean with multiple different uh, careless um, things, but especially with plastic and the reckless disposal of the plastic. So that's what I'm going to be talking about, which is the growing presence of the toxic plastic in our oceans. Um, so here's some quick facts um, about plastic in the ocean. So every 60 seconds, so every minute, a garbage truck of plastic is dumped into the ocean. So by the time you're done watching this presentation, 10 garbage trucks of plastic are going to be dumped into the ocean. By 2050, if this continues and we can put in the proper policies and governments can um, implement their pledges of what they're going to say they're going to do, then there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish. Because of plastic in the ocean, coral in the ocean, the ability for it to be deceased has increased from 4% to 89% after getting in contact with the toxic plastic. And around the Earth's oceans, there are five massive plastic patches, and one is the size of the state of Texas. So these are huge, hundreds and thousands of miles long of just plastic trash patched up in the ocean, kind of like this. So now I'm going to talk about some, not all of the major causes for plastic in the ocean. So, a lot of the plastic in the ocean come from fishing and shipping industries because they dump their plastic into the ocean. For example, commercial fishing fleets will dump 23,000 tons, not pounds, not bags, but tons of plastic into the ocean in 1 year. Um, every single day, merchant ships will dump 693,000 bags, whole bags of trash and containers of plastic into the ocean. And also, we nobody knows exactly how much plastic is in the ocean, but it is an incredible amount. Another thing that brings plastic into the ocean is debris around riverbanks and just debris that gets carried in through the rivers and streams into the ocean. And also littering. So, when you litter on the beach, litter on the highway, gets into the gutter, any type of irresponsible disposal of your trash, it could be the reason that there's um, plastic in the ocean. So, why does it matter? One of the big reasons why it matters is because it's affecting millions of ocean species. For example, approximately 100,000 mammals in marine environments die, and 2 million seabirds get killed, and this is all in 1 year. And that's because of plastic in the ocean. Either they digest it and it blocks their system, or it's toxic for them, or they get trapped in it, whatever it is. thousands and millions of animals in our ocean and our ocean environment are dying. And then also, economically, it is a huge problem for cleanup as well as ecotourist places. So, cleaning up coastal areas can cost millions of dollars. Some areas, it can cost up to $22 million just to clean up the plastic. And also, countries and cities that depend on tourism and tourists for their economy will suffer and have suffered because there's so much litter and plastic and trash in their oceans and their coastal areas that people don't want to come to those places anymore. And then just going a little bit deeper into the digestion of toxic plastics and how it affects seabirds. The seabirds are the ones that are particularly vulnerable to the plastics because they think that it's food, and this causes lots of complications for them, either digestive complications or like blockage, and that will kill them. And if not, it will be the chemicals in the plastic, which is another problem. There are so many toxic chemicals in the composition of plastic, and this is just sitting in the ocean, and little pieces of plastic that are smaller than the size of our fingernails and little tiny beads of plastic called microbeads are all over the ocean, and they're so toxic for the animals, for the organisms in the ocean. And we still don't know how many years it takes for plastic to fully biodegrade. So it is just a growing problem, and we need to figure out how to get the plastic out of the ocean. So the current status of the issue is that there are 5.25 trillion pieces of plastic debris in our ocean and 46,000 pieces in every square mile of the ocean. So the problem is still huge, and we need to figure out how to manage the huge, vast amount of plastic in the ocean, but there are some simple solutions. Things that can be done is putting an end to fossil fuel subsidies where by the government. They can also create goals for reducing waste. The ultimate goal is zero waste policies that decrease the amount of plastic waste. Another huge solution would be creating a circular economy. All the plastic that is made should be restored and recycled, so landfills no longer receive millions of pounds of plastic waste. As an individual, try to be more aware of your footprint on the earth. This is your home, so take care of it. So, individually, try to be better about how you dispose of trash, and also try not to buy single use plastic products. And if you do have plastic waste, again, just dispose of it properly, because even though the problem is so large and a lot of people don't know the intensity of it, there is not one single solution, but everything each individual will do does count. So don't think that your individual footprint doesn't make a difference. So there are multiple barriers to solutions because the problem is in such magnitude. There needs to be a little bit of government control, and we need to have a lot more people aware of the problem. For example, with decreasing fossil fuel subsidies for for um, from the government, it's hard to hold the countries accountable for the pledges because in 2009, multiple countries pledged to decrease their fossil fuel subsidies in phases, but it's hard to hold them accountable and to measure it. And another example of a barrier to a solution is trying to transition to a circle economy when the majority of people are used to a linear economy where you have a product, you use the product, you consume it, and then you get rid of it. Where now people are asking you to have a product, use the product, and recycle it, and not dispose of it to reduce the amount of um, trash that's in the landfills. But those are just um, some barriers to solution. No matter what, if you vote for government officials that believe in environmental protection and you as an individual are aware of your carbon footprint and you're sharing it and um, sharing it with other people and being more cautious, we can make good steps towards helping with this issue. So, thank you everybody for listening and have